Hey sweeties, you know that moment when you're scrolling endlessly, trying to find something new to watch and nothing really catches your eye? Or when everyone's talking about a series and you feel like you might be missing out? Trust me, I've been there too. That's why today I've got you covered with 6 BL series that you need to be watching right now. These are the shows that have me staying up way too late, forgetting all about my sleep schedule, and constantly refreshing for new episodes. Whether you're into sweet love stories, spicy drama, or something totally unique, there's something here for everyone. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and let me help you add some must-watch series to your list. Let's get started because I have so much to say about these shows. All right, sweeties, if you haven't started watching The Heart Killers yet, you're seriously missing out. 6 episodes are already out, and it's giving everything you could want in a BL series. Action, romance, and so much drama. The story follows Fardal, Style, Bison, and Kant, and the tension between these characters is just off the charts. Every episode leaves you wanting more, especially with all the secrets, betrayals, and those intense moments that just hit you. The cast is absolutely killing it too. Their chemistry feels so real, and they bring so much life to their roles. It's one of those series where you can't predict what's going to happen next, but you know it's going to be good. So if you're looking for your next BL obsession, The Heart Killers should be at the top of your list. Trust me, it's the perfect mix of action and romance, and it's only getting better with each episode. I feel like our youth isn't getting nearly enough attention, and it's already on its 8th episode. If you're into the bad good person trope, this is the series you have to check out because it's doing it so right. The plot might sound familiar, but the execution, perfection. Minase Jin is this top student from a wealthy family, living a life that seems perfect on the surface. His only goal is to stay out of trouble, focus on his studies, and keep impressing his mom. But then, things take a turn when he discovers that the delinquent in his class, Hirukawa Haruki, is hiding a painful secret. He's being abused by his father. Hirukawa is everything Minase isn't. He smokes, skips class, and hangs out with shady people. Minase should stay away, but no matter how hard he tries, he finds himself drawn to Hirokawa. The way their relationship unfolds is so heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. Minase gives Hirokawa a safe place, and in return, Hirokawa becomes the reason Minase starts living for himself instead of trying to please everyone else. The pacing in this series is spot on. Sure, some say it moves faster than the webtoon it's based on, but I think it's perfect. It knows when to speed things up and when to slow down, with those longing gazes and meaningful silences that just make your heart flutter. And the cinematography? So minimalist and clean. It's beautifully Japanese. Not too bright, not too dark. Now let's talk about the characters. Hirokawa is one of the best written characters I've seen in a while. He's not your typical bad guy. He's layered, filled with love, but lost and lonely, and it's impossible not to feel for him. And Minase? He might seem awkward and plain at first, but his heart of gold shines through as the story progresses. This series has everything: romance, drama, and that emotional depth that stays with you long after the episode ends. If you're not watching Our Youth yet, trust me, you're missing out. All right, sweeties, the 3rd series you should absolutely check out is See Your Love. Let me just say, this one has me in my feelings, like deep feelings. The story follows Jiang Xiaopeng, who's deaf, and Yang Jishang, this rich kid with a ton of family issues. Their connection, it's so special. They use sign language to communicate, and honestly, it's the sweetest thing ever. It feels so intimate and real. What I love about this series is how it pulls you in with all the emotions. It's not just about love, there's family drama, personal struggles, and moments that really hit your heart. Plus, the 2 leads, they're doing such a good job. Their chemistry is just, I don't even have words. Right now, we're at episode 11, so there's plenty to catch up on, and you can join the rest of us waiting for what's next. If you haven't started See Your Love, you're really missing out. So, just got to talk about Spare Me Your Mercy. This is the kind of show you don't want to miss, especially if you're in the mood for something gripping and emotional. The final episode is already airing this week, so now's the perfect time to get on board if you haven't already. The show follows Police Major Wasan, who's digging into a mysterious rise in deaths among terminally ill patients, including his mother. As he investigates, he finds himself drawn to Dr. Kantapat, the doctor who cared for her, and let me tell you, their chemistry, wow. But things start to get even more complicated as Wasan starts to suspect that the doctor might be linked to these deaths. And of course, their growing feelings for each other add a whole layer of tension to the story. Now, this is not your typical BL series. Yeah, it's packed with romance, but it's also a deep dive into life, death, and everything in between. It's like a fine line between what's morally right and wrong, and trust me, the mystery keeps you on the edge of your seat. The first few episodes are all about uncovering the secrets behind these deaths, with a whole list of suspects. What I love about this show is that it doesn't just focus on romance. It also really makes you think, especially with how it deals with sensitive topics like euthanasia. It's bold, it's risky, but it does it in a way that feels authentic. If you're into a mix of suspense, mystery, and slow burn romance with some moral dilemmas thrown in, Spare Me Your Mercy should definitely be on your watch list. It's intense, it's emotional, and it's been keeping me hooked every single week. Seriously, don't miss it, especially now that we're heading into the final episodes. So at number 5, I just gotta talk about ThamePo because wow, I am hooked after just 2 episodes. I honestly can't believe how good this show is already, and it's only just getting started. The story centers around Po, played by Est Supa, who is totally lost in life. He's struggling with no stable job, messing up interviews, and feeling guilty about relying on his parents for money. He even gets dumped by his ex, who only used him for his talent, but then a friend recommends a dream job, capturing the final moments of the popular Thai pop band Mars, and Po can't resist. And that's where things get super interesting. Po meets the band's leader, Thame, played by William Jack Ropater, and their first encounter is anything but smooth. But trust me, the tension between them is real, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Now, let's talk about the actors. Est is absolutely killing it. If you've seen him before, you know him as the tough guy in supporting roles, but here, he's totally different. Po is shy, reserved, and kind of broken, dealing with a lot of inner pain that he doesn't even express. Est really nails the character, from his hesitations to his quiet suffering. Honestly, I'm blown away by how much depth he's brought to Po. And William, this is his biggest role so far, and I'm loving how he portrays Thame. He's doing an amazing job balancing the tough exterior of an idol with the vulnerability that comes with being in the spotlight. The show also touches on some heavy themes, like the pressures of the idol life. We get a glimpse behind the scenes of the idol industry, the business, the management, and all the sacrifices these idols have to make. It's honestly eye-opening and adds a lot of depth to the show. But what I'm really loving is the connection between Po and Thame. The chemistry between them is chef's kiss, and I can't wait to see how their relationship develops as the series goes on. It's so beautiful watching them find comfort in each other. Honestly, ThamePo is doing something really unique by blending Thai pop culture with BL. It's a fantastic crossover that brings music and acting together, and I think it's a brilliant way to introduce Thai pop to a global audience. GMMTV really knows what they're doing with this one, and I'm excited to see how the show unfolds. If you're not watching this yet, trust me, you don't want to miss it. Alright, last but definitely not least on my list is Fourever You. This one definitely had me a little confused at first. When I hit play, I honestly thought I'd accidentally started watching something from the old school BL era. If you've seen shows like 2 Moons, you might get what I mean. It's a bit nostalgic in that been there, done that way. But don't get me wrong, even though it feels like we've seen this before, there's still something about it that keeps you watching. So here's the basic rundown. Easter moves to a university up north, hoping to escape the ghost of his ex. And of course, he ends up running right into Hill, his ex, who's also at the same university. Classic, right? Add some messy roommate drama with North, who ends up in debt and a complicated relationship with his creditor, Johan, and you've got the makings of a chaotic but fun watch. The thing about Fourever You is that it gives you that old school BL vibe, like you're rewatching those familiar dynamics we've seen 1,000 times. The acting is solid and the chemistry is there, but the plot doesn't really bring anything new to the table. You've got Hill and Easter doing the classic back and forth will they, won't they drama, but it feels drawn out a bit too long. Then there's Johanna and North, who bring their own mess to the table. Johan is your typical rich, emotionally unavailable guy who treats North like a bit of a doormat. It's like watching a bit of a power struggle unfold, and while it can be entertaining, I couldn't help but wonder if Johan had learned his moves from every BL bad boy ever. So yeah, Fourever You isn't breaking any new ground, but if you're a fan of that classic BL style, it might hit the right spot. It's got the chemistry, the drama, and enough familiar tropes to keep you hooked, even if it doesn't feel super fresh. If you're into the kind of BL that takes you back to those old school feels, you might just enjoy it. To wrap things up, if you're looking for something fresh and exciting to watch, these series are definitely worth your time. Each one has its own unique charm, whether it's the captivating characters, the heartfelt moments, or the unexpected twists. I've been loving them all, and I think you'll find something that really clicks with you. So yeah, go ahead, give them a watch, and let's chat about which ones you're vibing with the most.